Today I'm going to share with you a trick that will force your tomatoes to produce more. This one trick could be the difference between getting a few fruits off your plants and a massive harvest. And that trick is using an electrical toothbrush to pollinate your flowers. By the way, don't click off yet if you don't have an electrical toothbrush, because I'll share with you an alternative method for those of you that don't have one. In order to understand why this trick works, the way that your tomato pollination happens is that inside one of your flowers, it will have the male part with the pollen and the female part of the flower inside the same flower. Now, typically this pollination is done by the wind, because all that needs to happen is for the plant to shake a little bit in order to loosen up the pollen that is in the flower and to be transferred to the female part inside of it. And while the wind can work and you'll get some tomato pollination, if you have a lot of calm days where there is no wind, like it is currently today, that it's not able to shake your tomato plants, or if you're like some growers that grow tomatoes in a greenhouse where there is no wind, then those flowers will drop off and you'll be losing extra flowers that would have turned into fruit and extra harvest. In fact, if you don't pollinate your tomato flowers within 24 to 48 hours of them opening, then your tomato flowers will drop off. And now you might be saying, what about bees? Can't bees pollinate them for me? And the thing is, even if you do have bees, if you don't have the right type that are big, like bumblebees, that could produce a strong enough vibration, because your honeybees won't be able to do that, then they will not be able to pollinate your fruit for you. One tip though that will help to attract some of the right bees is that you could grow a plant like I have here. This right here is anise hyssop, and it'll come back every single year, which already for me, it's come back through its second winter, and they produce a lot of purple flowers that the bumblebees are obsessed over. I also heard bumblebees seem to like bee balm as well as lavender. So while having bumblebees can help to boost your harvest, you want to know what else will work? An electric vibrating toothbrush. This is a tomato flower that has just recently opened, and now it only has a 2 to 3 days window for it to be pollinated, which will determine whether it fails or succeed and sets fruit. So I'm going to pollinate it. Lock. And now this tomato should be pollinated and set fruit. The key when doing this is you want the toothbrush to be resting on the flower stem or on the center yellow part of the flower, and to just vibrate it. There was just a bunch of pollen that came out, which means that this flower has been pollinated. In order so that you could see the pollen coming out better, I got a blackboard set up and I'm going to try and pollinate it. Another reason that we want to be pollinating our flowers with the toothbrush is that as the days start to get hotter and the temperatures reaches about 32 degrees Celsius or 90 degrees Fahrenheit and the humidity start to get really high, the pollen in our flowers will start to go bad on us and the quality starts to worsen to the point where we'll not be able to pollinate the flowers anymore. So that's why it's important to go out now and hand pollinate as many flowers as you can to boost your harvest for later. And that's all the tomato flowers pollinated in this bed. I also have some tomatoes in container which are doing extremely well and are flowering too. So I'm going to go ahead and buzz them with the toothbrush. And for the alternative method, for if you don't have an electric toothbrush, what you could do is on your tomato plant, you could just go by the stem and give it a good shaking the whole plant, and it will work the same to loosen up the pollen and pollinate your tomato flower. And just by doing this one simple task every day on the new flowers that open, you'll be able to boost your production by a lot. But if you want to take this a step further, then you could do what I like to do for advanced flowering, which is that I'll add some fertilizers to boost the flowering so that I'll have more flowers that I could pollinate. I like to use this root booster fertilizer because this one is a quick acting liquid fertilizer, so I get flowers in the same week or the week after from when I apply it. And some bone meal is what I'll also add that takes a little longer to break down and become usable to your plants, but once it does, bone meal makes them flower more. Also, bone meal contains calcium in it, which will help to prevent blossom end rot on your tomato, but you also got to be properly watering them for that. Both of these fertilizer works because they are high in phosphorus, and phosphorus increase the flowering and fruiting on your plants. So into my container, I'm going to be adding a tablespoon of the bone meal at the top. And then I'm also going to be mixing it into the soil because bone meal needs to be incorporated well in order for it to break down. And then for my liquid fertilizer, I have a watering can filled with water. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pouring about 1 tablespoon roughly of this liquid into my watering can. Maybe we turn this around. Just like that. And then we're going to stir it around. And my watering can is about a 7.7 liter watering can. So now I'm going to pour a little over each plant. I won't have to use the whole watering can as I got other plants that I could use it on. And also that would be too much for them. So that right there is the advanced flowering done. Now, even though we just did this for tomatoes, this same toothbrush trick and fertilizing could be done on your peppers, your eggplants, ground cherries, and tomatillos because they are all related to tomato and flower in the same way. So the same trick could be done to increase their production. Hey, tweaker. Just give the camera a little time, bro. So you... Bruh, can we really restrict you? You think it'll make better content? Okay. So you guys seem to really like Tweaker. Last time we gave her some watermelon. Play the clips. It's a really hot day out here. Make sure you guys click the like emoji or watermelon. This thing is full of juice. And we're gonna give her. She's already started on it. Okay. Just make sure you guys pack a like emoji or watermelon in the comments for Tweaker if you like seeing her in our videos. Golden hen. We got the chickens 2 more smaller pieces this time. Okay guys, by the way, if you're interested in the toothbrush or any of the fertilizers that I use in this video, I'll make sure to place some links in the description for your convenience so that you can check them out. So that is the toothbrush trick to turn flowers into fruits. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned a lot. If you did, pack that like button and share this video with a friend. Goodbye!